We came face to face with the trespasser. All right, guys, the last video you guys saw, cleaned all this up. Well, like we said, we're trying to get this all done up. We went and got a trailer load of cattle panels, gates, zip ties, just all sorts of stuff. And we got some weed killer too, because we need to get rid of all these weeds and stuff. But the main goal right this minute is to get this done up here in the front. This is not what we're gonna do permanently, but we're tired of our dogs running out. I had the electric fence up here, but then the dogs learned to try to walk across the cattle guard, and unfortunately we think that's how Stubbs got hurt. His foot fell in there and he pulled and messed it up. So we're gonna put some gates on, we're gonna put cattle panels. Let's get this part up here situated. Help is on the way. Some help just arrived. She had to go get some gas for the generator. Want me to do that? So like I said, Danielle had to go get gas for the generator. We need to weld some stuff up here. Just totally forgot when we were getting supplies to get it. So she had to do the 45-minute drive back, go get it, and all that stuff. So the gopher. Yeah, the gopher. So hopefully this will work. It's not technically just grass killer, it's brush. And it probably would help if we were able to knock the grass down a little more. Like Danielle said, hey, we probably could just pour some gas in there and light it. I just want that to be known before we do it, and people saying I'm crazy. You're the one putting yourself at risk being with me. Huh? All right, they didn't have 8-footers, so we got 16. So we got to cut. All right, now that we're done with all of this up here, we went ahead and we took the electric fence and we moved it back there. So we have it going from the end of the fence, it covers the back here, and it goes to the barn, actually goes past the barn and covers that. That way, the dogs actually have a yard now and they won't get out the back. They can't get out the front, hopefully. And as of right now, we're taking care of the livestock. We got a big old 110-gallon water trough for them. So we're filling that sucker up. Nope. All right, I can't remember if we talked about it or not. We have in the past. The whole thing out here is we don't want to do temporary. Unfortunately, right here, we're doing temporary. We just don't have the time in the moment to finish all the wood on the front, but this is what we're doing right now. We don't want cattle panels over here, so we're gonna fill in the gaps. And the best way to explain it is just show you what we're talking about. So we need to weld some hooks on so we can hook our barbed wire to it. We don't know where you can get these hooks, but as you guys know, our whole thing is use what you got. You don't have to have the right thing, just make it work. So this is what I did before up there. I got these little brackets, and what I do is I cut it so then you end up with that part. So now you know. So now you have these little hooks you can weld and hook your barbed wire around. So the difference on this side, we're not only gonna have the little bracket right here, the little loop, we're also gonna hook a turnbuckle to it. That way, whenever we have it on here, we could pull our barbed wire tight. And because it is our front fence, we always want the wire to stay tight. Over years, it does get loose, stuff like that. People try to climb on it or whatever. Well, if it gets loose, we'll just tighten it up. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna undo the twist on here, clamp it, and then just twist it, and it will kind of unbraid these. Technically, it's just a twist, not a braid. But now you have two strands, and we're gonna wrap it around there, and then we'll pull the wire down. Just like everything we do, there's so many different ways to do this. This has worked for me, but I'll just wrap it around like that, and then get it in there as good as I can. Try to twist it over, and then grab my pliers, grab them, and then once you get them both, then you can twist it, and it'll really start to twist them in there together. You'll get it a couple times on there, then we could cut off the excess, or because it'll be pulling this way, what I like to try to do is wrap it up around the front and bend it over. I don't know if you guys can see that all that well. I needed a little bit longer piece, but wrap it around that way. Just gives it a little extra support. Make it nice and tight. All right, guys, I started using the come along, and I was like, you know what? I want to show people that don't have one of those, even though they're pretty common. Most people have righteous traps. I'll show you with that. So you will need this part. Is to pull stretched barbed wire, hook it on. Go ahead and get your strap. You want to pull it as close as you can to this turnbuckle to get it as tight as you can. So you're going to want to get your barbed wire, kind of pull it as tight as you can by hand, and then you know it's going to be roughly in this area. So let's see if we can't grab it right here. Go and stick it on there, and then ratchet that puppy up. That's pretty tight. A key to getting this as good as you can in a straight line all the way down, try to have your ratchet or whatever you're pulling with in the exact same line. You don't want it at an angle, because then it's gonna try to be at an angle. So instead of measuring all that, just do it the same height, and it'll pull all the way across. That's already really good. And before we tie it off, we're gonna take the staples, since it's wood post, we'll knock it in there, it'll hold the tension, and then just from that last part, we might lose a little tension, but that won't be bad. So I am just using these filled staples. You can get them pretty much anywhere. Lowe's, Home Depot, Tractor Supply. You don't need them this big. I got 1 3/4 inches, but you could use something way smaller. It's just what they had. And then use your pliers, hit it with the side of it to get started, and then you can hit it with the flat part. And that's going to help hold that tension. This last one, you really want to drive it home, and so whenever that comes loose, all the tension is still being held right here. Make sure it's in there real good. Now, we gotta do this part. I'm gonna try my best to show you. There you go, maybe that'd be easier. But I think it's a little long. So technically, we need this right here to connect right there, which sucks. So we gotta let this tension out, which, because those nails, it should hold it. Yep, it did good. So even though this came loose, it's still tight down there. So now we're going to take this off and we're gonna move it up, because I think we need it in the next one. We're gonna move it up to the next one and then hook it on there and then pull it again. Which we could go ahead and just cut it here. We don't need all this extra. Get it out of the way. Let's go ahead and pull it again. Get it fairly tight. And then we have our turnbuckle, and we have this part. So we need to cut this and hook it around. Off, don't need that. And then we'll do the next one. All right, got that off. So now, twist it the opposite way of the braid and get it to come loose. Now you have 2 strands that are open. We're trying to get it to there. So about right there. Now we're gonna push it through. And we got 2 strands through that. And then now we can bend it over. Like that. And then now what I like to do is do one on one side and bring it back, one on the other and bring it back, and then twist it to the other side and then bring it back, and then you come back over this way, bring it back, and just keep doing that. So that should hold good enough. Now we should be able to undo this and it will hold pretty tight. Go ahead and twist this and we'll see if it'll get tight enough. It's definitely tightening. We're pretty close. We're doing good. Look at that. Then you can just grab your pliers, twist it up a little bit. It's better if you have a screwdriver, you can stick it in there and turn it, but I think that is plenty. There you go. So now you have a really strong, straight barbed wire line, and I don't think the dog's gonna get out. So now we gotta do that again. All right, I am extremely happy with that. The barbed wire kind of blends in, you can't see it too much, but it adds the strength in between so our dogs can't get out. That's the main thing. We don't want our dogs getting out, especially the little ones. That's why we put the cattle panels over here, temporary where the big braces are, but all of that will stay the way it is. So the main thing, keep our dogs in the fence and then keep stray dogs and coyotes from getting in. that would have knocked
that was you.
You were just still there. I'll go away. All right, so I think y'all missed that. This thing is pretty rotted out and almost hit camera woman.
Yeah.
Almost got you. Anyways, we're trying to thin out some trees.
Trimming the trees down, it's not that it looks better, but it's that you can give the animals some stuff. Karen already knows. Here you go, girl.
All right, I'm gonna attempt to not hit my Jeep. We'll see what happens.
I say, Jason, we let the goats out.
Oh yeah? Let them eat that the pile up?
Yeah.
And all that?
Yeah.
Let's get let's finish this section and we'll let them out. We'll take a break and let them out.
Around people. He said something. Dry it out.
Yeah. Oh, such a strong fence.
All right, Hope.
Hold.
Down! Jason!
What?
The problem is you can't hear.
What?
It looks like it's falling this way.
I can see the gap.
Okay.
Oh, perfect.
I was gonna say, dude, there's like 3 foot of tree above that power line. I don't know.
Nah, if you learn from us, it'll work. Good. Good.
Only sketchy a little bit.
No, it was fine. I'll cut that one a little up. All right, guys, it is blistering hot out here. I picked up my phone this morning. It was like, it's going to be 102 in your area, which, of course, the heat index is always way worse. But I don't know if you could tell, it is so much better. We started cleaning them all up, but it's so hot. We are not trying to kill our help and not have them. I don't know if you can see this dog here. We're not trying to kill our help where they don't come back. So he's gonna come back and actually bring his buddy, and we're gonna have all this cut up and they're gonna clean it up. But guys, this pile over here is huge. So the pile is just getting bigger and bigger, and we still have quite a bit of trees. I think today we cut down about 12 trees, somewhere close to a dozen trees. But I guess it won't do it justice just yet. But this is the before and after. Even though we got some trees cut down, you might be able to tell. But like you guys said, forever, winter is coming, and now we have stacks of firewood everywhere, starting to dry out. But of course, we got Lucy, and we got little Stubbs, a little limp along. He's doing really, really well. We're very, very happy. It is just so hot right now. It's miserable. But the fact that we were able to get all of that fenced up in the front, it really, truly helps us keep trespassers out. And guess what? We came face to face with the trespasser at Walmart. We literally, I know some of y'all are gonna be mad. The title, the thumbnail, all that, it's just funny. It's fun and games. But we truly, if y'all remember, we did a whole video and the truck was out there and all that stuff. We were walking at Walmart getting some food, and here's, hey, I saw my truck in your video. And I was like, huh? And he's like, yeah, in front of the grain bin. I'm like, huh? And then he's like, yeah, the trespassing video. We're like, oh. And so we thought that was pretty funny. My arms are so weak right now from doing all that work. We thought it was so funny, and he was such a good sport about it. He said, I get it. He's like, I get, you didn't know who I was. I actually got permission to go on the other side now and all that stuff. But he's like, I saw my truck in the video. And he was telling his buddies at work or something like that, talking about it. But to come face to face with the person that had their truck there, and for them to 100% understand why we did the video and all that stuff, it made us feel good. And it was nice meeting him, and now we know if we see him, we know who he is. He's a very, very nice guy, but you just never know. But I do think it's gonna be harder and harder and harder for people to come and trespass, because now the dogs are stuck in here, which is awesome. And hopefully dogs like little Stubbs will not get injured anymore. But very, very happy with this. Very happy with our help.
Oh yeah.
It has drastically dropped the amount of time.
It's crazy.
This would have taken us all day long by ourselves, and we were able to knock it out really fast. So if you guys like seeing him get in the action with us, I don't think we're gonna get him to talk too much, but he really is a cool guy. So Trevor, appreciate you, and we're about to meet his buddy, and so we shall see how this plays out. But it is going really well. We're trying to get this done to make sure animals are good, so we can get back on the grain bin.